Hey everybody. I just wanted to come here quickly and just do a little check-in and see how you're all doing during these uncharted waters that we're trying to swim in. I don't have any of the answers. I only have what seems to be working for me day by day and moment by moment, and that is the place where I'm teaching from right now because I think that is what serves us as much as we can. It's so important to stay in the present moment. And yes, planning is necessary and we have to look at things and we need to prepare. But we also need to ensure that we're taking care of our mental and emotional health. And living in a constant state of fear where our sympathetic nervous system is on high alert and we're going into fight, flight, or freeze. We all have a default. Mine is fight. Yours might be freeze or it might be flight. We all have our own default depending on the situation. So something that I've been doing to really help me at the beginning when this, for me, it really impacted and it hit home for me on March 14th. That's when we really got the news here in Ottawa that schools were shutting down, restaurants were closing, we're told to stay inside. That's when it really hit home for me. So from that day on until about March 24th, I was like in an infodemic state where I was just like eating all of this information, if you will, and watching the news and joining all these groups and listening to all these podcasts on people saying, do this and do this and do that and think this way and feel this. And eventually I just suffered from almost like information burnout, if you will. I just never really gave myself the time to process. So all of this stuff is really important, by the way. All of the things that people are creating to help us get through this are all really important, but we need to do something else as well, which is filter through it. And something that I'm doing in order to ensure that I'm not feeding my brain more fear, because there is something more contagious than this virus, and that is fear, panic. And I know for myself and for most human beings, we don't make great decisions from that place. So I'm taking care of my mental health right now. And when I am reading something, watching the news, listening to a podcast, reading a blog, what I'm doing is I'm asking myself, is this a prediction or is this fact? And what that does is it tells my brain a new story of this is fact, so this is what you need to deal with in this 24-hour cycle. I'm going day by day right now. Sometimes 24 minute by 24 minute, not 24 hours, because things are changing so quickly, right? As we get a handle on this and as new information comes out, things are just shifting really fast, and they've been shifting really fast for the past 3 weeks for most of us. So is this fact? Then I'm able to say to myself, okay, this is fact. This is what you need to handle today. This is what's in front of you today. When I ask myself, is this fact or is this prediction or is this just someone's idea on what's going to happen? Is this what people believe might happen? Then I'm able to say, okay, if you're afraid, if my fear response bubbles up because it is goes into the what if category or could happen category, the shoulda, coulda, might category, the big neon sign saying what if, what if, what if, obviously our brain then goes into fight or flight. It's like, wow, holy shit, this is really scary. What if that happens? Well, that is not currently fact. That is something potentially we need to prepare for, but we need to tell our brain that's not happening right now. That's not happening today. What's happening today is this. That is something someone's saying might happen 3 months from now. So again, it's about telling a new story. This is not the time to fight, flight, or freeze. We're currently safe. We're okay. If that is a prediction, what can we handle in what we actually have in front of us today, which is the present? So that's how I'm processing this through my brain right now. And listen, I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I'm in a very, very unknowing phase, which is super uncomfortable for someone who loves to be a problem solver. I can't solve this problem, but what I can do is I can take care of today, what I have control over today. I don't have control over tomorrow. I don't have control over when I'm going to go back to work. I don't have control over when I'm going to be able to just go out and regularly see my friends and family and actually touch them instead of just seeing them through, thank God, through Zoom or Skype or phone. So it's really just a matter of, as much as we can, and this is such a practice, be in the present moment so that we're constantly feeding our brain. Because when we think something over and over and over and over and over again, we have an emotional response to it. And if that is a fear response, then what happens is we're either going to fight, flight, or freeze. We're reacting from panic and we don't make the best decisions from that place. So just ask yourself, when you're digesting information so that you don't go into this state of infodemic and burnout and information burnout, is this fact or is this a prediction? Is this a what if? Is this just a possibility based on what we have in front of us today? And that will help you process that mentally. And then you can just return back to the present moment and ask yourself, what can I do today? What do I have control over today? And actually tell yourself mentally out loud. You're alone in your home right now, so it's okay. And even if you're not, even if you're still out there working, by the way, thank you so much for putting yourself at risk to provide all of us for essential services. Just say to yourself, I'm safe. I am safe. I am safe. And what that will do is your brain then will get that message. It will tell your body, and it will prevent your body from going into that fight, flight, or freeze and igniting your sympathetic nervous system, which is what ignites that fight, flight, or freeze and all that adrenaline and all that stuff. You're not being chased by a rabid dog. You don't want to be in a constant state of fight, flight, or freeze. We want to bring ourselves to a place of ease and calmness as much as we can, which is really hard in this crisis, so that then we can make the best decisions that we can with what's in front of us today. The 24-hour window. And if that's too much for you right now, which for a lot of us, some days it will be, what can I handle in the next 24 minutes? And from there, I guarantee you will be able to respond and react and feel things differently. And you're going to make better decisions for your health and the health of your family and the health of your community, both physically, emotionally, and mentally, and also spiritually. I'm sending you all so much love. And man, when this is over, we're gonna hug it out, everybody. I love each and every one of you, even if I've never met you. I am sending you so much love. I even have my little love necklace on. Bye, everyone.